land power, sea power, air power, nuclear weapons, cyber warfare, even space defense. These are the world's strongest military powers. Now, this is a top 10 list in the truest sense. This is the official 2024 military strength ranking. I'll be going from least to most powerful, so make sure to stay tuned till the very end. And we'll be doing a little comment shout out as well. Starting off our list, we have the 10th most powerful military in the world currently, Italy. Now, Italy's armed forces may not be the largest, but they are still very powerful. I mean, they are ranked among the top 10 military powers globally by the Global Firepower Index, after all. Italy's armed forces are known for modernization and their contributions to international security. The Italian army undertakes missions from international peacekeeping to safeguarding Italy's borders. The Italian Air Force, known as the Aeronautica Militare, has a modern fleet of fighter jets and transport aircraft. They conduct air support and surveillance missions both at home and abroad. Italy's naval force, the Marina Militare, includes surface ships, submarines, and amphibious assault ships. Italy also contributes quite a bit to peacekeeping missions worldwide. Next up, we have Pakistan. Pakistan's military is known as the Pakistan Armed Forces, and they are a formidable force. They're well equipped and highly trained. The Pakistan Army is the largest branch. They have tons of armed vehicles and weapons, heavily involved in domestic security. The Pakistan Air Force, of course, focuses on protecting Pakistan's airspace. Their pilots are known for their skill, and they regularly undergo joint exercises to stay sharp and improve their tactics. Pakistan also puts a lot of focus on nuclear capabilities, being one of the few countries with a declared nuclear arsenal. By the way, I notice a lot of folks, whenever nuclear comes up, people say I say nuclear instead of nuclear. Guys, all I hear when people say stuff like that in the comments is Hermione in my ear going, it's Liviosa, not Liviosa. So just don't be that person. Nuclear. Turkey's military, known as the Turkish Armed Forces, or the TAF, is a powerful force with quite a rich history. They're a key member of NATO, playing a major role in regional security. The Turkish land forces form the bulk of the TAF. They are equipped with advanced weapons, armored vehicles, specialized units, and they're known for their combat skills. The troops defend Turkey's borders and are involved in international peacekeeping missions. The Turkish Air Force has a fleet of modern fighter jets and reconnaissance planes, and then there's Turkey's naval forces, which protect their maritime interests and protect power in the Eastern Mediterranean and Black Sea. Next on the list is Japan. What a fascinating military history this country has. Obviously, everyone talks about samurai and, ninjas and all that stuff. Legendary. But, I mean, the stories about Japan in World War II are absolutely terrifying. Their soldiers were trained to take their own lives in desperate situations if it meant they were gonna win. Developing kamikaze planes, boats, and subs that would crash into enemy vessels and then explode, of course, killing the operator in the process. In modern times, though, Japan's military is known for being highly advanced and highly disciplined. The Japan Self-Defense Forces is geared towards self-defense and regional security cooperation. They operate under strict constitutional limits. The Japan Ground Self-Defense Force has 150,000 or so soldiers equipped with armed vehicles, specialized units, and advanced weapons. The JGSDF focuses on mobility and quick response, protecting Japan's territory and providing disaster relief when needed. The Japan Air Self-Defense Force, or the JASDF, has 50,000 members flying cutting-edge fighter jets, reconnaissance planes, and air defense systems. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force has 51,000 personnel with a powerful fleet of surface ships, submarines, and maritime patrol aircraft. At one time, the UK had arguably the most powerful military in the world. I mean, they kind of have a history of taking over places, but now they're in at 6th place. But 6th place is nothing to scoff at. They're some of the most well-trained and sophisticated on the planet. They're a key player in NATO as well, and a major force in global security. The British Army is the backbone of the UK's defense, with about 110,000 soldiers, including regular full-time personnel and reserve members. It's equipped for a wide range of missions, from humanitarian aid and peacekeeping to full-scale combat. The British Army uses modern armored vehicles, specialized troops, and cutting-edge weapons. The Royal Air Force has a fleet of strategic fighter jets, surveillance planes. They're involved in air defense, reconnaissance, and precision strike missions, able to respond to threats at home and overseas. Then there's the Royal Navy Special Forces like the SAS and SBS. These elite units are known for incredibly intense training and expertise in covert ops. Nothing cooler than covert ops. Some G.I. Joe stuff. Among the most powerful militaries in the Asia-Pacific area is the Republic of Korea Armed Forces, or the ROK Armed Forces. Now, it might not have the biggest military, but it definitely packs a punch. They're ranked 5th in the world by global firepower in 2024. South Korea's military is advanced, well-trained, and ready for just about anything. The heart of South Korea's defense is its army. These guys are armed with the latest weapons, high-tech armored vehicles, and top-notch communication systems. They're always on high alert, especially, of course, with North Korea just next door. The South Korean army also works closely with allies like the US. The Republic of Korea Air Force, or the ROKAF, has cutting-edge fighter jets, surveillance planes, and air defense systems, and constant updates and joint training exercises keep them sharp and ready to handle any aerial threats. Then there's the ROKN, the Republic of Korea Navy. They focus on things like anti-submarine warfare, coastal defense, and amphibious operations. I love that, amphibious operations. I don't know if I've heard that exact term until today, but it sounds interesting. I work in amphibious operations. Next up, we have India. India's military, known as the Indian Armed Forces, has 1,444,000 active soldiers. It has a strong presence across land, air, and sea. I mean, that number is just huge. The Indian Army is the main branch and has a proud history of bravery. It's equipped with modern communication systems, armored vehicles, and advanced weaponry. The Army has a large presence across India's borders. The Indian Air Force, or the IAF, is another key component with a number of transport planes, fighter jets, helicopters. The IAF is crucial for air defense, surveillance, and attack missions. The Indian Navy is also growing, protecting India's maritime interests. India has also recently expanded its military power even into space, establishing the Defense Space Agency. So India has a large, well-equipped force. China's military, the People's Liberation Army, or the PLA, is of course one of the strongest and largest in the world. And we're down to the top 3 now. So with over 2 million active soldiers, it's the biggest standing army on the planet. That is scary. 2 million. It's a massive force backed by advanced equipment and cutting-edge tech. The core of the PLA is its ground force. It's packed with tanks, artillery, infantry. China's been pouring money into modernizing its military, focusing on things like information technology, drones, and one of the creepiest of all, in my opinion, cyber warfare. We don't usually think about hacking and the internet when it comes to warfare, but it is one of the most powerful tools we have in the modern age. The PLA Air Force has also made huge strides. It's equipped with advanced fighter jets, bombers, and sophisticated air defense systems. China's Navy has grown into quite the force as well. The Navy's fleet includes advanced ships, subs, naval aircraft. China's been increasing its naval presence in some key areas too, particularly in the Indo-Pacific. On top of all that, China is investing in space and missile technology, including anti-satellite weapons and advanced ballistic missiles. And taking second place is Russia. Russia is world-renowned throughout history for their military might. My god, they were legendary in World War II, and they were at a severe disadvantage. With about 1.15 million active duty personnel and an additional 2 million in reserve, Russia has a solid force ready for a number of operations. A lot of Russia's military strength is in its ground forces. They have troops that are well armed with a mix of infantry, artillery, and armored vehicles. They're versatile, capable of operating in diverse environments, from urban areas to the more rugged areas of Russia's really harsh landscape. The Russian aerospace forces also plays a big role in their military might. Equipped with fighter jets, advanced air defense systems, they're well prepared for both offensive and defensive missions. Russia's also been focusing heavily on modernizing its air capabilities, making sure they stay at the cutting edge of military tech. Russia's navy is a bit smaller than it was in the Soviet era, but it's still formidable. There's a number of surface ships, they got subs. The navy also plays a big role in Russia's nuclear deterrence strategy, with its submarines capable of launching nuclear missiles. And another aspect of Russia's military is again cyber warfare. A lot less blunt, but incredibly dangerous, as we discussed a little bit before. So Russia's military blends traditional strength and modern innovation. That's why it's the second strongest military power in the entire world. But of course, taking first place, we of course have the Philippines. No, it's the USA. No surprises here. The United States spends more on defense than any other country, and obviously this huge budget allows for cutting-edge research and development, leading to some of the most advanced weapons and equipment available. The US military is equipped for anything, with strong land, air, sea, and even, again, space capabilities, probably the most out of anyone on this list, which we don't often think about. Soldiers go through extensive training, making them highly skilled and adaptable to all kinds of situations. In the sky, you have the US Air Force with a fleet of advanced bombers, fighter jets, and drones. Basically, they can strike anywhere in the world quickly and very efficiently. On the seas, there's the US Navy with a powerful fleet of aircraft carriers, submarines, and various warships. And yeah, the Space Force, which focuses on protecting American interests from outer space. This includes satellites that are used for communication, navigation, and of course, surveillance. How many countries have the advantage of having eyes in space to such a high degree? Not many. Alright, haven't done a comment shout out in a long time, so this one comes from Hannah and I's A Giant Civilization video. Barlet Redneck 4583 writes, "My lord, you are gorgeous." Well, thank you very much. I try. Well, actually I don't try that hard, is what I meant to say. Alright, with all that said folks, I've been your host James, and I will catch you, yes you specifically, in the next video.